New sketch. That's a full painting. Who are you trying to fool? These videos are gonna take a toll on my mental health. Okay, so the people have spoken and we're gonna do another art roast today. And this time we have 3,000 entries. That is absolutely insane. I hope you guys like pain because that's what's going to be inflicted upon you today. Okay, I already see a victim. Let's get this started. When you're drawing a portrait, you want to always keep in mind the proportions of the face. The space in between the eyes should be about the length of one eye. What you have here is something more similar to Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. This is something that you could easily fix with just a little bit of Liquify, you know, move everything over a little bit, bring the eyes in, and I think the portrait after that will look a lot more pleasing and presentable. And you know, a little bit less like Sid. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. Good job. This looks like traditional art. When you're doing the hair, you know, you want to avoid this kind of like scratchy kind of look. You want to still focus on the values of the darks and the lights. Even when you're doing traditional sketching, you still want to think in big shapes. Got a little bit too much information in there and it's a little bit distracting. This is actually really nice. I love the stylization, beautiful lighting. What would be even nicer is if you didn't run from your responsibilities and actually painted in the background. I'm just kidding. What is that? Hi. These videos are gonna take a toll on my mental health. Ooh, the background here looks amazing. I think with the lighting scenario that you've managed to pick out here, I think with the highlights, you see the almost white color on the top rim of the hair. I would actually sharpen up that edge there so that it doesn't have this gentle fade into the shadow colors, just to accentuate that strong sunlight coming from the top even more. Yeah, no, otherwise this looks fantastic. Really well done. Very nice. Okay, this is great. I can see the influence from Lois a little bit in this piece. You know, I can see like the really vibrant reds on the line art. That looks really, really good. Okay, one tiny issue here is the eye. It seems as though the eye right here is sunken into the socket like really, really deeply. If I were you, I would try to bring this eye up and forward a little bit. Even though it is a stylized character, you still want to do it in a way that's, you know. Okay, this is a common problem that I see. Good job with the lighting and the rendering, but the space in between the nose and the lips is a little bit too long. If you're observing portraits, pictures of people, you're gonna see that the space between the bottom of the nose and the top lip is actually usually not that much. And if you extend this space a little bit too much, it's gonna make your character look a little bit strangely proportioned. So try to avoid that. What is this? What are you, Ethan Becker? What the? I will pretend I didn't see that. I'm gonna scroll down. I didn't see anything. Okay, this is a beautiful portrait. Really nicely done. I like the skin rendering. I like how you got some saturation there between the light and the dark. One thing I would tell you to watch out for is the edge of the hair looks kind of like softly blended out. I'm not sure if you were going for like a field blur kind of look where the camera blurs out the edge of the character. And if I zoom in here, what's really not working about that is you have some very sharp strokes that lead into that fade. You know, you either choose the sharpness or choose the fade. Guys, can we please draw our faces into our drawings, please? Okay, you know what? After seeing this face, I can understand why people do faceless drawings. I'm just kidding. I think what you could do to improve this face is to actually shrink that smile down a little bit. I get that you're trying to stylize the face, but you know, there's a certain level to which you can extend the mouth before you get something like the Titans from Attack on Titan, you know? Oh, wow. Where have I seen this before? Guys, no smoke. Smoking bad for you. Not good. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. New sketch. That's a full painting. Who are you trying to fool? Okay, I really like that reflected turquoise color that bounces back up to hit the underside of the eyebrows and the bottom of the chin. You've got that bounce light looking really, really nice. But if you look off into the horizon, you can see that the ocean is... What did I do? If you look off into the horizon, you can see that the ocean is actually brighter than the sky behind it. And if you look at enough ocean pictures, you're gonna realize that towards the horizon where the ocean meets the sky. The ocean is usually darker than the sky. I would lighten the sky towards the horizon and darken the ocean towards the horizon. It's gonna make it a little bit more believable. Hey, I know this guy. Okay, great job with the foreshortening on the front hand. I think it looks great, but the back hand is where we have some issues. The angle looks a little bit strange, and I think a big reason why this might be happening is because you did not define the wrist joint that connects the hand to the forearm. I think if you were able to define that, it might make that backhand look just a little bit less awkward. Otherwise, you know, really good job. Man, why are you guys all putting your timestamps in your captions now? Is this like a race? Is this what I've started? Are we racing now? Are we doing speed runs of art now? What's going on? But in all seriousness, great job with the colors in the background, but I'm gonna have to point out the eyes here. If you draw a line between the two eyes, you can see that it's completely horizontal. Whereas if you're looking at a character from this bottom up kind of angle, the line between the two eyes is going to actually angle downwards a little bit. So the two eyes are not gonna be completely level, but they're gonna be something like this. Like how you're seeing me right now. You see how that line that connects my two eyes kind of angles downwards? But if I tilt my head like this, they're horizontal. Now, if you look at me from bottom up, there's a tilt. I can't tell if she's in pain or if she's trying to wink at me. It's okay, I get it. I'm like that too when I'm trying to be smooth. She looks like she's about to cry. Like, I mean, if that's what you were going for, you nailed it. Okay, this is a good example. I know what you were going for. You were trying to get this like backlighting thing happening where the sides of the face were lit, but the middle was in shadow. You know, it's a very ominous kind of lighting. But the problem is, you didn't darken the eyebrows and the whites of the eyes. That's why the character looks a little bit creepy, like a sleep paralysis demon or something staring at you from the shadows. A good way to think about this is if you look at your face, okay, the eyebrow is darker than its surrounding areas, and the whites of the eyes are slightly lighter than the surrounding areas. So in this case, you've made the eyebrows lighter, and the whites of the eyes look like they're being hit directly by light, when the front of the face is actually in shadow. Darken the eyebrows, darken the whites of the eyes, and our boy Erwin here is gonna look more human and less like a demon. That's really cute. I love the saturation, the bright colors. I would go back to this piece and I would just flip that canvas a couple times, because I think you're gonna be able to spot some things with the eyes and the eyebrows, because this right eyebrow here is actually looking significantly lower than the left eyebrow, and the head is a little bit tilted on an angle, but the eyes look like they're on a horizontal line. So if you flip the canvas a little bit, I think you're going to be able to see what I'm talking about. Remember to always flip your canvas, guys. Okay, Billy making an appearance again. One thing I want to say is the skin's really nicely rendered, the proportions look great, super realistic looking. I'm sure that's what you were going for, but the hair I think could be a little bit simpler, to be honest with you. I mean, if I zoom in, you've got some very fine brush strokes in here on the edges, and I really don't think all of that is necessary to be able to convey the idea that it's hair. Now, if we scroll to the reference image, you can see there's some big chunks here, big piece right there, a big piece right there, and a big piece on the edge there. You can say that with a couple of brush strokes instead of doing 1,000 small ones. Sometimes less is more when it comes to art. I mean, this is a nice piece, you know, I like the stylization, but why are you trying to break my neck? Why didn't you just post it vertical? What's going through your head there, man? When you're looking at a picture of clouds, they tend to absorb a lot of the ambient colors in the sky, in the environment from the sun. What you've done here is, I think you've applied a very gray, very neutral kind of tone, and it doesn't really mesh with the very vibrant blue color right here that's showing through the sky. You know, I would try to watch out a little bit more for the harmony of the colors. You know, try not to go too far into the gray range when you're painting clouds. You know, you want to explore and play around with the different hues and saturations of blues and purples, because the last thing you want is a muddy looking cloud. Okay, I like that you're trying something with the dramatic lighting. I appreciate the effort there. I think it looks pretty good on the face. You want to watch out for your proportions. You can see the back of the neck is going at like this kind of a backwards angle, and if you look at most people's necks when they're just holding it straight, it tends to actually lean forward a little bit. So you want to watch out for proportional stuff like this. Billy again. This is actually a really good piece. I really like the painterly textures that you have there. What brushes did you use for that? There's a problem though. You did a great job with the detailing in this area of the face, close to the nose and the eyes. You know, there's some folds in the skin, there's wrinkles there, and I think I'm missing that on the forehead and the cheek, because if I cover this up, I get a very rugged man in the face area, and then if I cover up the face, it's like smooth. So the texture of the skin there is throwing me off a little bit, but really well done with the brush strokes and the proportions and the likeness. This is great. I like that you're trying out some expressions. What I would try to avoid are these very rough lines that you can see. For example, the chin right here, you've used about like 50 different lines to describe this one single shape, when in reality, you could have used one single line. I think the problem with this is it tends to distract from the actual focus of this study, which is the expression. You know, when it comes to expressions, you want to keep things as simple as possible to make things as readable as possible. Okay, so first of all, I would actually change the background color so that your character doesn't blend straight into the background. You know, if you were looking at this from a distance, you probably couldn't even tell there's a silhouette of a character in there. Second of all, I can see that you have the character's head facing a 3/4 kind of angle. If I cover up the face, the hair looks as though we're viewing the character from a profile angle. The face, 3/4, the hair, profile. But anytime you're doing characters, you want to be aware of the direction that your character is facing, and you want to be aware of the way their hair is going to look as they face these different directions. Why does she look so sad? What did you do? Come on now. Yep, this is exactly how I feel when I'm looking through your guys' work. You guys are very talented. I take that back. Okay, this is good. I like that you're doing a value study, but you need to push that dark way more. This one looks like someone might have put a filter over it and washed it out completely, and we don't want that. But really good job with the proportions and the likeness. I can tell who it is. She's a little bit too red. Now, what you can do to change that is actually to just adjust the hue of this piece to shift it towards the slightly more yellow range so that her skin tone looks more like the color of skin. Billy once again. I actually like this one a lot. Good job. What type of fantasies you got going on over there? Next, did she just hit a blunt? Oh, she did. Never mind. Okay, this is actually really cool. I like that you've put a pose with 3 different head angles and expressions there. You know, I think it overall looks pretty good. It's a good design. I would probably make the hair shape even more solid. And if you approach that shape, that hair shape, that ponytail shape with even more confidence, I think you can get a character design that is very iconic and easy to remember. I love that tiny hint of pink in the cheek, the reflection on the forehead, on that eyebrow right there, and on the chin. I think that looks really good. I love that ambient lighting. It's fantastic. I like what you did with the silhouette of the hair right here. I would maybe try to add that to the top as well, but that's a really good piece. Why so pointy? Come on now. That's nice. That's a cool character design. He really said, okay, good job with the rendering. I can see where the light source is coming from. It's pretty clear to me. Right now, the eyes look super close together, and this type of proportion kind of destroys the potential for expressiveness in your character. I'm sorry, but you gotta pull those pants up a little bit. I do not want to see what's under there. What is this? I wanna know. I don't. Oh my. I thought that was something else. I'm glad it wasn't though. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Wait a minute. This is so cool. Ooh, look at that. That is sick. That's a 3D model. 1 day late. Oh, you submitted this on time. You know what? Have my like. What in the world? Oh my God. No. Why does he have a bulge? Ooh, I like that a lot actually. Really, really good proportions. Great stylization. I'd like to see just a little bit more of a direct light source. I'm not too sure where the light is hitting right now. When you guys are starting a painting, you want to make sure that you can identify a light source before you actually start doing the rendering, right? So whether it be sunlight, indoor light, or like ambient light, rim light, whatever it is, make sure you get the lighting scenario figured out. And in this case, I would like to see more of a direct light source because I think you have a great base to apply that onto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And pull those pants up. Come on, guys. Okay, I see you're trying to do a style study of Elsa. The rendering looks great. You know, I can tell exactly where the light source is hitting. So great job on that. You've even actually managed to get some warm tones into the cheeks, which I think looks really good. Now, the problem here is I think you've followed a more realistic proportion for the vertical spacing on the face. What Disney does is they make the eyes massive. So the distance between the eyebrow and the nose to make up room for those big eyes is usually very, very large. So you probably want want to extend the nose down a little bit, make the eyes even bigger. You could even push the eyebrows up just to exaggerate that proportion even more to make the stylization look a little bit more natural. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, this is cool. I love the colors. I love how vibrant it is. But once again, the inner corners of the eyes are way too close. This episode should be called Sam versus Eyes That Are Too Close Together. Beautiful stylization there. You know, I love the colors. You're 25 though, huh? You're really getting up there. Be sure to send my best regards to your friends over at the retirement home. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. What in the... I've seen enough, that's it. Alright, there you guys go. There's our gentle roasting of all of your guys' art. I always enjoy doing these. If I didn't manage to get to you, it's okay, we'll do more of these in the future, but keep in mind that the tips that I offered to a lot of these other artists are also applicable to everybody else as well. So I hope you guys learned something new from this video. I hope you guys were able to take something away from it, and keep drawing, guys, so I could keep gently roasting you guys. But with that being said, I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you guys for watching to the end. Thank you so much for being here. And if you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel. With that being said though, I'll see you guys on the next video. I give you guys a lot of sass in these videos, but honestly, y'all are very talented. Y'all are very good at this. So give yourself a pat on the back. You know, you done good. Good job. I can almost say I'm proud of you guys. Nicely done. Nicely done. Very good. Very good.